A group of Bernie Sanders supporters took it to downtown Mobile, Alabama to hold a rally promoting his presidential campaign. The march, titled March for Bernie, is a part of a national grassroots effort across the country to mobilize voters to get out the vote for Super Tuesday and get involved in their communities.
It was a fantastic day walking down the street, having people cheer us on, honking and waving. It was really great, spectacular turnout.
Democrats running for president don't usually campaign in the Republican-dominated state of Alabama, causing the organizers some initial concern in the number of people that might show up to the rally.
I think it was definitely a success. When we started planning this, we weren't sure how many people were going to show up. We weren't sure if we were going to have 5 people, 10 people, 20 people, just the people that organized it. And so the fact that we got such traction and such popularity so quickly, and that there were, I think, close to 100 people, if not more than that, here today, I think it kind of speaks to the pulse of the city right now.
What brought the successful turnout might have something to do with Alabama being among the highest rates of poverty in the country.
This is the South. This is South Alabama at that. This is one of the most conservative bastions of right-wing ideas in the entire United States. But if you ask me, we have more to fight for progressive ideas here in Alabama and in the South than we do anywhere else. We live under the most intense oppression.
Bernie supporters are just ordinary people who want change, and they've found a candidate who offers them representation.
I agree with Bernie on a lot of issues. I know that's not the case for a lot of people that are going to vote for him, though, and I think we have that in common, is that getting money out of politics, getting corruption out of politics, and getting money out of the people that say that they represent us, but I don't feel that they really do. So I think that's the heart of a lot of the issues that we have today, and I think once we can do that, I think a lot of other things can be discussed and a lot of other progress can be made.
Well, I think one of the biggest issues that's important to me is the income inequality in this country. This is reaching a tipping point.
Our legislators have created an environment similar to a third world country here in Alabama, where you have skilled labor that works for wages that are unsustainable, non-living wages, starvation wages. The same thing that people are unionized for and are making, middle-class livings in other states and in other countries. Here, we work for breadcrumbs.
We're in a situation where we have the resources to take care of everybody in our country, and we're not doing it.
But this event today shows that there's a lot of hope, and it's starting to bubble up. This movement that Bernie is representing right now is touching a nerve in so many people, because people are struggling and they're looking for a way out.
The words spoken about Bernie were also targeted to reach the ears of South Alabama students.
I ask you to do research, and I know young people are really good. We grew up in the information age. They're really good at doing their research.
They have a really hard time being able to devote their time to classes, and so I think that they all want to try and learn as much as they can, but they have to worry about how they're going to pay their rent.
Nina Turner always says, look at the person that has heart-soul agreement, and that means that what they say and what they're doing and their actions and how they behave towards people and what they've been saying for years and years, that resonates with young people.
About how they're going to buy textbooks. I've had several students just about in every single class tell me that they weren't able to afford to buy their textbooks because their scholarship hadn't come in.
We want authenticity. We want somebody that's going to do what they say they're going to do. We want somebody that's going to treat us the same way that they treat, wealthy people or, people that could further their own interests. So I think the integrity, the honesty, and the authenticity of Bernie really speaks to a lot of young people.
50% of the population are in jeopardy. They are in poverty, and they're not able to meet their basic needs. And it means that we can't have an educated society, and it means that the next Albert Einstein might be going hungry on our street.
And if there's a transportation issue for students, Ponder says there is a solution.
We'll also be putting out flyers on Monday for students on campus so that they know that if they need a ride to the polls, if they don't have a way to get there, they can contact the Mobile for Bernie Volunteer Action Group, and there will be volunteers with that group that will come and get them and take them to the polls.
She also states that the purpose of the rally was not to gain votes.
We don't ask anybody to vote for Bernie. That's not part of what we do. We want to introduce people to Bernie Sanders. We want you to go out and find out about him, and we want you to decide for yourself if Bernie Sanders is the right candidate for you.
Alabama primary voting takes place March 1st.